Oh, hi there. Hey, thanks for joining me this morning. I'm sorry about the dappled light and the gentle rain of pollen that's falling around me, but I just wanted to say happy second anniversary to every member of the South African Podcasters Guild, to my fellow directors, Paolo and Diego, who work so hard behind the scenes, and to our advisory board, of course, who support us with their wisdom, their advice. But mostly to all of the members who have been with us for 2 years or shorter, those of you who have joined us more recently, thank you for being a part of our mission to grow podcasting in South Africa, to make the circle bigger, and to professionalize the industry. I just wanted to give you a quick wrap-up of what we've been up to over the last year of 2025 and what our plans are for next year. So I haven't had a lot of time to prepare this. As you can tell, I'm doing it outside at home. I've got a little document over here that I'm going to go through with our wins, our not-so-wins, and our plans. Also, we've got a wood pigeon over there. So, our wins. In 2025, we attracted another 170 members, bringing the SAPG up to a membership of 500 people, which is amazing. We've set up an advisory board of 10 amazing people from around the country who most of them have an incredible depth of knowledge in different aspects of podcasting, and some of them are not primarily podcasters, but might be broadcasters, people in law, people in business who can advise us. And that's the point of an advisory board, is to give us a wide range of expertise. We've also instituted a code of conduct and our pledge as a reaction to the controversy around MACG and open chats issues. And we've been interfacing with the government as well, and some other parties, the NAB, for example, about getting that pledge right, getting the code of conduct right, and getting podcasting to a place where we have freedom of speech, but we're also respectful of the law. We're aware of what the restrictions of the law are with regards to misinformation, slander, pitching stuff towards minors. It's all very important stuff. We have version 1 of our pledge up on our website right now. Version 2, Paolo has been working on, and it is ready to go now. We're going to be putting it on the website and sharing it with everyone. And every member of the SAPG will be expected to stick to those rules. And the rules are, the rules of our country. They are the laws of our country. So they shouldn't be too onerous, but we really just want to make sure that the SAPG is the home of responsible podcasting. We've run free webinars on monetization and starting a podcast, which have been very successful, and we're going to carry on doing those on an ongoing basis. We've got some member shows flighting on SAA flights, and we're hoping for kind of season 2 to go ahead with that as well. We're in talks with the company that manages that. We're talking to Vodacom Music right now about ingesting SAPG podcasts onto their platform. We're just dealing with some technical details around that, but that should also provide our members with some great exposure. We also launched podcast.co.za, which pulls our database of podcasts onto a user-friendly website, a public-facing website, with the goal of which is to help listeners find South African podcasters that they'll love. Right now, that site is working, I would say, 70 to 80% fine. We're not marketing it with a paid media budget yet because we don't have any money. But once that problem is solved, we hope to push that a little harder. We also ran the podcast. Oh, that's under not so many wins. We've also collaborated with Baird Media to create season 3 of the Podmaster series. They've created an incredible series there, and I really suggest that every member has a listen through the Podmaster series and learns from them, because they've done a great job, mostly based on some interviews with Paolo, myself, and a few others of the guild, and some really great information there. So then, not so wins. Let's pop back to that podcast performance plan that I ran. We still have to complete it once we have enough paid media budget, but in short, what it did highlight was that it's not as simple as boosting some posts on Instagram. I personally had great success with that, but different shows, different genres. As always, the answer is that it's not as simple as you think, and you need kind of like a unique or a multi-platform strategy to do paid media marketing, but we have learned a lot from that. We also did a podcast snapshot survey, which I put out a few months ago. Unfortunately, we got about 23 responses of that, so I wouldn't say that there's enough statistical data there to make a quantitative analysis. We never did manage to launch our verified Great Listen initiative. That was my plan for the kind of like the third quarter of the year, but just time. We haven't had enough time. We don't have kind of enough budget to put behind it as well. And then unfortunately we didn't manage to run any live events this year, which I'm very sad about. I think that it is important to actually meet in person and form a community that way. And I hope to do better with that in 2026. Of course, speaking of live events, let's get up to 2026. We will again be hosting the South African Podcast Awards. The second Podcast Awards will be running. Now, we've seen a great turnover in the last 2 years of new shows appearing on the database in the ether. And now I think there's enough of a turnover that we can have a brand new awards show with fresh entries, and it'll be really great. This year there will be a small entry fee. There won't be automatic entries. Otherwise, I think we'd have upwards of 500 entrants into the show, many of whom many of those shows might no longer be running, or the people aren't interested in entering. So we are going to make this year one where you have to actually enter, and there'll be a small administration fee for hopefully paying the judges this year. We want to solidify the updated code of conduct for the SAPG members, and we're trying to figure out exactly how to make that work in terms of, are you automatically opted in? Does everyone have to sign the pledge, or are they then no longer a member of the SAPG if they don't? It's a complicated scenario, and we're trying to figure it all out. We're going to continue to work with the government to steer the policy in the direction that will preserve freedom of speech and prevent onerous registration requirements. I don't really see that working on a practical level, but given the kind of political football of podcasts that has become recently, we just have to be aware that we need to have a voice in this, and we need to kind of help them steer it. We'll also continue with regular webinars on production skills, starting a podcast, and monetization. We have a lot of members who haven't yet started their podcast, and we want to help them get up and running. We also, on the slightly vaguer goal side, we want to make it easier for podcasters to produce their own merchandise on demand. We want to make it easier for podcasters to market their shows with paid media. That might be in the form of guides and advice rather than an actual platform that I was hoping for. And we want to make it easier for them to find guests. Again, I was hoping to create a guest platform where people could register, and it would make it easier to connect guests to podcasts. Unfortunately, all of these initiatives come with a time and often a financial cost. Right now, I think we have about 35 paying members. So that means our monthly income is about 3,500 Rand, which is pretty much enough to keep the Squarespace lights on and other software as a service products that we need to keep the guild running, like Airtable, for example, which hosts the database. We are in the predicted kind of dip, the crunch, as it were, of a small non-profit company where we have a lot to do, so many initiatives that we could be chasing, but no money to be chasing it with, and very few resources. So I'm not sure exactly what to do about it. I've considered reducing the membership fee to 50 Rand a month, but make it more or less mandatory unless someone gives reasons why they can't pay it. If we keep it at 100 Rand, I'm not sure how we can get new members to sign on and pay for it. I understand completely that there's not a large difference between the benefits a paid member and a non-paid member receive. We've been trying to separate that value proposition and add more value for paid members. But it's a bit of a challenge, right? So Paolo, Diego, and I are all extremely busy with our own businesses. Some people have stepped in to help. A lot of people have stepped in to help, and we really appreciate that. But as it stands, it's just it's difficult to find time to work on the SAPG for me and for others. But hopefully we'll solve that problem in the coming times. Thanks again to Kagiso Media, who have been our first corporate member and have supported us with a large membership fee near the beginning of this year. That's made a big difference. I think overall I would say that 2025 has been a pretty classic second year for a small community like ours. We had an explosive first year. We ran the awards, gained a lot of members. It was all very exciting. The second year, we've suffered from that classic scenario of once you've grown, there's a lot to do, and there's a lot of people to do it for, but there's not a lot of resources still to do it with. So I think we're just grinding through that. So some slowdown in growth is expected. But in our third year, I really hope to, especially with the awards, take it back up another notch, get some more corporate members, and find some kind of solutions to financing the whole community because, yeah, as it stands, it's just difficult to find time for it. But thank you for your understanding, for taking part in the WhatsApp community, for being a part of the community. I find that we are very unique in having this amazing community that chats to each other and helps each other and makes jokes, and it feels like we're not alone, which is the main goal of the SAPG, is to connect members with each other. And I hope that you'll take advantage of that more in the coming year. You know, ask questions, get help, and of course feel free to contact me or Paolo or Diego. If you have anything specific you want to talk about, you can reach us through our emails or through the WhatsApp community. And I wish you all the best in the coming 2026 for your career or your side quest or your hobby in podcasting. And yeah, onward and upward. I'm looking forward to a great year for the SAPG. Have a great one.